You remember the movie 300? I had it playing on loop when I was younger. But how much does it actually represent the story of Thermopylae? Hey, Cypher here with another based on a true story. This time 300, but not the sequel. The movie is actually based on a comic book of the same title, and interestingly enough, the author, Frank Miller, actually did a whole bunch of research to make the comic. That being said, there's a lot wrong here, and nothing I'm going to say is something that would make the movie worse. Accuracy would have helped an already superb movie. I don't know how much you can spoil a 2,500-year-old story, but you've been warned.
I have to say right off the bat, there is a lot that this movie gets correct. Sometimes it even quotes the historian Herodotus directly. Quoting secondary sources and still making it epic is a big plus for me. I also like how they call it the Hot Gates, which is a translation of the actual name Thermopylae. The problem with all this clear research is that Miller obviously had to ignore a great deal of evidence to make the mistakes he makes, and there is no excuse for ignorance. So, yes, the Spartans practiced eugenics, but they didn't just throw their babies off of cliffs. Most of the time, family members would slit their throats or break their necks. Spartans did have a ritualized killing as a coming of age, but it wasn't with wild animals. Instead, they were told to kill a slave and not get caught. They would be punished if they were caught, but not for murdering a human being, just for failing to be sneaky enough. But I can understand not depicting these things because, well, it's horrible and bloody and scary. The whole scene with the messenger carrying kings' heads and calling for slavery is ridiculous. Persians did not enslave people like the Greeks, and messengers were sent to Athens, not Sparta. The whole iconic
"This is Sparta!"
is completely false. The oracle at Delphi would be consulted every time some major decision was being made, but it didn't take some monumental climb. You can drive to it today and see for yourself. Furthermore, the whole setup is very fantasized, but at least they made something that would be a very boring and tedious ritual seem epic. The whole backstory of Queen Gorgo and the Counselor Theron politically fighting back in Sparta over whether to send troops, and Theron's being bribed by the Persians is completely false. In reality, the denial of the Spartan Council was based on their unwillingness to unite behind an Athenian problem. King Leonidas was doing it for the honor of Greece, not Sparta. I normally wouldn't complain about cosmetic inaccuracies, but really, why can't they be wearing armor? I get that you want to look awesome, but armor wouldn't really change that if it was just form-fitting like the actual Spartan armor. Besides, being able to defeat chest stabbing seems like a major point of narrative contention. The way they show how the other Greeks just cowered behind the Spartans is just plain wrong, and misrepresents the whole battle. I know the movie is called 300, but there were a few thousand men behind them, and that makes a world of difference. Furthermore, while they got their own separate movie sequel, in this movie, the Greeks who fought in the accompanying naval battle aren't even mentioned, despite this being an important part. As an aside, the sequel depicts 3 separate battles as one. It's totally messed up narratively. Something I hate in most movies that involve hand-to-hand combat is that they normally don't show how it works. This movie commits the sin of showing how a shield wall functions, and then just abandons it for the sake of looking cool. That awesome scene with Leonidas striking out amongst the fighters would have ended in real life with him being shot only a few seconds in. If the Greeks couldn't hold a shield wall, they would have been slaughtered very quickly. They also were a lot more strategic than the "let's just fight them, guys" attitude displayed here. Even the wall made out of bodies is stupid compared to what really happened. Generally, there is a lot of fantasization in this movie, and some of it we can just leave alone. But fantastic sights like bomb throwers, elephants, and monsters are just preposterous. Let alone the over-the-top entrance of Xerxes, who would have been miles away during the entire battle. Ephialtes was just a local shepherd, not a malformed wannabe Spartan. He was coerced into showing the alternate path around Thermopylae, thanks to the overwhelming power of the Persian invasion. Let's not forget that this was the second Persian invasion anyways, which is why Xerxes had such a large force to begin with. He didn't want a repeat of the Battle of Marathon. The other Greeks did go away after they found themselves surrounded, but it was not to forewarn of the invasion. The whole purpose of the Battle of Thermopylae was to delay the huge Persian forces. And they were coming to destroy Athens, which they did only a few days later. But thanks to the delay, the Persians burned down an empty city. The film skips forward to the Battle of Plataea. This was a huge battle that I really wish they had shown. Anyways, skipping that far forward is a bit of a disservice. It would be like a World War II movie focusing on Pearl Harbor and then skipping to the Battle of the Bulge without explanation. Why do that? Just show the empty city of Athens and the people celebrating being safe as the Greek states prepare for all-out warfare. That would be a better ending.
So there's a bunch of nitpicky stuff I could have gone on to, but I refrained from doing so. Every one of these things alter the narrative beyond acceptable inaccuracy. And they could have done most of these without losing how epic the whole movie was. Too bad, because this is actually a really good movie, and gets a lot of things correct. Oh well. So tell me what other based on a true story movies need busting. Be sure to subscribe and check out some previous episodes. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, I just wanted to add a little addendum to the end of this episode. I'm changing the channel's name to The Cynical Historian rather than Cynical Cypher 88. Nothing else is really changing, I just thought the title would be a little bit more appropriate.
This is Sparta!